Okay, the last topic in this chapter is reading Excel files. Sometimes you may have Excel files to read in. Of course, you can always write the Excel file out as a CSV file and bring it in, but the Pandas gives you some options with respect to reading Excel files as well. So let's say we read PD, read Excel, okay, read underscore Excel, and then you give the name of the file you want to, again, the path, the folder path. So we have data that needs to go within quotation. So ex1 at XLSX. Okay, so let's look at the data. So this is the folder where I have all the data. So we have ex1 XLSX. Okay, let's look at what it is. So it is in sheet 1 and it has row labels and then column labels, and there are 5 columns. Okay, so I'm going to close this and read it in. Okay, so now the row labels that we had in Excel is coming in as a new column. Okay, and then since there was no name for it, it just says unnamed :0 as the name of that column. Okay, and then you have the rest of it, and you have the auto-generated row index labels. Okay. Now, if you knew that the first column is supposed to be indexed, then you can say index call equal to and give a name for it. We'll look at that a little bit. And also see that we did not specify the sheet name. There was only one sheet there, so it just reads it in. Okay, so if it was a different name instead of sheet 1, so let me save it as, okay, ex1a, right, and let's call the sheet something else. Okay, sum. Okay, save that. I close. Okay, so the sheet name is not sheet 1, but it is sum. Okay, and it still reads it in because there is only one sheet and there is data in that sheet, just reads it in. It doesn't matter what the sheet name is. Okay, but if you have multiple sheets, then you have to give the name of the sheet that you want to read from. Okay, and now let's read from hot XLSX. Okay, so now here is where we have a bunch of non-data rows, right? There are 20 of them. So to read that, okay, so we have hot, right? Hot is the name, hot XLSX. Okay. Then, like in the CSV, we have skip rows. Okay, you see that there is similar to skip rows, you have skip footers too. Okay, which is, if you have non-data rows at the bottom, you can skip those as well. Okay, so 20. Okay, so now that reads the data in properly. Now, one more. So this is happiness XLSX. Happiness. Okay, so now here it's not reading in the data, it's reading something else. The reason for that is if you look at happiness, okay, so you see it has two sheets. So it reads from the first sheet. First sheet is simply metadata. It just describes what the column names in 2016 represent. So we really want to read the data from 2016. So all we have to do is then say 2016. Okay. Actually, that's what it is, but you can leave the sheet name part out and simply say 2016, that will work too. Okay. So now the sheet gets read. So when you have multiple sheets, okay, Pandas is going to just take the first sheet and read whatever is in there. Okay. So if it is the first sheet that you want that has the data, then you don't have to do anything actually. But it is a good idea to put the sheet name so you know exactly where the data is coming from.